In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on July 28, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Philadelphia Phillies versus Chicago White Sox. The Philadelphia Phillies, holding a 60-44 record, are aiming to climb into the top spot in the NL East when they head over to Wright Field on Monday night for the opener of a 3-game interleague set against the Chicago White Sox, who sit at 38-67. The White Sox kicked off the second half with some fire, but they've stumbled hard in their last couple of outings, serving up a harsh reminder that they're scraping the bottom as one of the all-time weak squads in the game, stuck a full 30 games under .500. Like I've mentioned before, laying money on the White Sox just isn't my style. The Phillies are clearly the stronger side here, and Sanchez is throwing like an all-star, giving up just 22 hits and 4 runs over his past 30.1 innings. He's been even stingier, coughing up only 6 runs across his last 44.1 frames. Out on the road in 66.1 innings, Sanchez is sitting with a sharp 2.17 earned run average. I see why some might grab the plus money on the White Sox as home dogs in certain matchups, but this ain't one of them. Christopher Sanchez has been a beast in a bunch of his recent turns on the hill, grinding through 7+ innings while holding teams to 2 runs or less more times than not. I reckon the Phillies can handle business and rough up Davis Martin to get the win. As our first pick for this matchup, the Philadelphia Phillies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Phillies are putting up about 4.71 runs a pop overall and 4.31 when they're away from home. They're swinging .256 against righties, and now they're up against a starter who's been tagged for 6 runs across his last 3 turns at his own park. Over on the White Sox side, they're scraping together just 3.75 runs per game and 3.85 in front of their home crowd. They're hitting .246 off left-handers, facing a guy who's let in 3 runs over his past 3 road outings. These two clubs have stayed under the total in 3 out of their last 5 head-to-heads. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago Cubs versus Milwaukee Brewers. The top 2 squads in the National League Central are kicking off a 3-game set out on the field, both chasing a victory up in Cream City as the Chicago Cubs roll into town to tangle with the Milwaukee Brewers on Monday night. This one's shaping up to be a real battle between a pair of teams in the hunt and 2 arms that know how to shut things down. Boyd's sitting with a sharp 2.2 earned run average and 1.1 WHIP for the year, and he's been tough lately, giving up just 19 hits and a couple of runs over his past 33 innings. Misiorowski's no slouch either, carrying a 2.45 earned run average and 0.92 WHIP overall. Plus, he's been lights out at home with a tiny 0.56 earned run average and holding batters to .115 across 16 innings there. What sets them apart is that Boyd's racked up those numbers over a bigger chunk of work, while Misiorowski's still green as a rookie with only 29.1 innings total under his belt so far. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago Cubs money line is our full game side pick. 7 out of the last 9 clashes between these two clubs have stayed under the total runs, and in their most recent 3-game series up in Milwaukee, they barely combined for 22 runs crossing the plate overall. Both sides sit pretty high up in the league for a bunch of pitching stats, like the Brewers ranking 5th in earned run average, which means neither lineup is likely to explode for a ton of quick runs in bunches. The Cubs have cashed the under in 4 of their past 6 road tilts, and their pitchers did a solid job clamping down on the Yankees, holding them to 2 runs or less in 2 out of 3 during that recent series in New York. Boyd came through strong in his latest road start against these same Brewers, surrendering just 2 runs through 5 innings while fanning 8. Pretty much everything points to this opener in Milwaukee turning into more of a tight, low-run kind of scrap. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Boston Red Sox versus Minnesota Twins. The Boston Red Sox and Minnesota Twins are kicking off their 3-game set with the opener on Monday evening over at Target Field. You could argue for backing either team in this spot, but I'm really not sold on Richard Fitts holding down a spot in that Boston starting lineup. On top of that, the Red Sox might still be feeling the effects of that tough series where they grabbed 2 wins out of 3 against a powerhouse like the Dodgers. The Twins are scrambling hard right now, teetering on the edge of dropping out of the American League playoff picture altogether, though they've got an opening to claw back some ground since the Detroit Tigers up top have been stumbling lately. As our first pick for this matchup, the Minnesota Twins money line is our full game side pick. The Twins are grappling with an injury to Buxton, and they've just come off dropping a rough series to the Nationals. Minnesota's sending Woods Richardson to the mound, and he's been sharp, giving up 1 earned run or less in 4 out of his past 5 outings. Boston's countering with Fitts, who's kept it to 2 earned runs or fewer in 3 of his last 4 starts. All things considered, this one shapes up to stay on the quieter side when it comes to runs crossing the plate. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Braves versus Kansas City Royals. The Atlanta Braves are heading over to Kauffman Stadium out in Kansas City, Missouri, to square off against the Royals. The Braves have stumbled with a 3-7 mark against the run line when they're favored in their past 10 road contests. They've been hitting just .229 off lefty pitchers all year long. Sure, Rich Hill hasn't thrown a ton of innings this season, but as a southpaw, he's already got a leg up facing a Braves squad that just can't seem to get going against left-handers. The Royals aren't exactly lighting up the scoreboard with their bats these days, but they might not have to if Atlanta's lineup stays quiet against Hill. This one's likely to stay tight from start to finish. As our first pick for this matchup, the Kansas City Royals money line is our full game side pick. The Royals have posted a 3-7 over-under mark in their last 10 games on their home turf. Kansas City won't stand a chance if they try to go toe-to-toe with the Braves in a slugfest at the plate. The Royals get that their best shot at taking this series is leaning hard on what they've done well all along, and that's locking things down with their arms on the mound. To keep that approach rolling, they'll probably clamp down on giving up runs while not putting up a bunch themselves either. All that adds up to a game that keeps the scoreboard pretty quiet overall. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Marlins versus St. Louis Cardinals. The Miami Marlins, sitting at 50-53, are gearing up to tangle with the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 54-52, in some National League ball at Busch Stadium on Monday night for the kickoff of their 3-game set. The Cardinals have stumbled hard since the break, and tossing Palante out there doesn't boost my confidence one bit. He's lugging around a 4.91 earned run average and 1.37 WHIP this year, and lately he's been getting tagged for 26 hits and 17 earned runs over his past 22.2 innings. Meanwhile, the Marlins have been grinding out solid play over the last month, quietly climbing back into the wild card hunt. Cabrera's a young arm with real upside, and he's starting to hit his stride, giving up just 20 hits and 7 runs across his last 23.2 innings. This series matters big time with both squads scrapping for that playoff edge. I want the team that's been sharper lately with the starter who's locked in more, and that's Miami. As our first pick for this matchup, the Miami Marlins money line is our full game side pick. Miami's kept things under the line in 53 out of their 103 games so far, with a couple of pushes. Heading into Sunday, the Marlins rank 19th across the majors, averaging 4.30 runs a contest, and that bumps up to 4.98 when they're away from home. Their games average out to 9.06 runs overall, climbing to 10.18 on the road this season. St. Louis came into Sunday with the overhitting in 54 of their games, against 47 unders and 5 pushes. The Cardinals sit 13th by putting up 4.47 runs per outing on the year, which edges up to 4.73 at their place. They cough up 4.48 runs a game in total, dropping to 4.12 when playing host. That puts their average game total at 8.95 runs, which dips even lower to 8.85 as the home team. Miami's been clicking lately, but Palante's taken some beatings. Grab the over in this spot because of it. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.